At the meeting of the Legislative Chamber of the Oliy Majlis, the draft law aimed at improving the efficiency of public transport was conceptually discussed during the first reading. The proposed law includes the proper organization of bus-only lanes and penalties for violators, which led to the heated debates among the deputies. As a result, members of Legislative Chamber and traffic safety officials conducted a study of the situation on the streets of the capital.
The draft law was reviewed conceptually at the plenary session of the Legislative Chamber and adopted in the first reading, but due to public protests and misunderstandings, it is now being discussed again. If a new driver is on the road, they will either go straight or press the line. Fines are issued even if the car slightly touches the line. Even a small touch results in a fine. Increasing the fine by 3 times will not help prevent this issue. Traffic safety officials have announced that public transport will be prioritized on the roads, with dedicated bus lanes to be introduced on 36 streets in the capital, considering factors like traffic volume and road width. We do not provide separate lanes for buses on 2-lane roads. However, on wide roads, 36 dedicated corridors have been created to prioritize public transport. These corridors are designed to allow buses to move freely without interfering with other vehicles. A working group, formed by the Project Office of the Minister of Transport, the Department of the Road Safety of the Minister of Internal Affairs, and local authorities, is studying and reviewing these measures to ensure their effective implementation. The law states that drivers are responsible for allowing buses or other vehicles to exit from line A and will be held accountable if they fail to give way. If you are trying to exit the A lane from a remote location and other vehicles do not give way, they are responsible. You must give way to ensure you can exit freely. The number of buses in Uzbekistan has doubled over the past 2 years. Public transport intervals have been halved and the number of passengers has also doubled. These buses mainly carry citizens, and the same applies to cars, which are also used by ordinary citizens. Therefore, we should consider both objectively. How do drivers react to this change on the roads? If the passenger says stop, we will. In some places, the lines are long, so we need to cross the A line. It is uncomfortable for us now because they installed cameras in front of the lane and we are receiving fines. It's difficult to stop and move around. They did it right, making public transportation more convenient. In the past, cars created congestion. Now they're introducing A lanes, which is a positive development. Even if we don't stop, we need to let people off at some point. It is impossible to keep going. We have to stop.
Demek avtobus yürüsün. Yani o skoruyla hem şu yoldan yürüyüşünü ertelep oylap gelatıyordum o yüzden.
The bus should be allowed to run on this road, and ambulances must also have access. However, many people are not following the rules, and cars continue to enter. We need to enforce order and allow only buses to operate here. The person must be let off. There is no other option. However, it may be unfair to impose a fine after this. The people inside are asking us to stop and we agree. Even when we say it's impossible, they continue to ask us to stop. Opinions vary on the issue. Some deputies express support for prioritizing public transport, but emphasize that imposing fines without addressing problems like road signs and paid parking could lead to public dissatisfaction. In contrast, traffic safety officials stated that they would review the fines and the amounts and correct any justified shortcomings. The final decision will be announced after the second reading of the draft law.